We're back, chat. We're back. The green app has been nothing but love. We built on the green app. We did what we did. Now we're back on the purple app. Let's get into it. Just pull up a chair. Wait, or don't. Your call.
Stay with.
Alright, so
Stand
go like
by
this with
me.
your hands.
Okay.
And
Stand,
then lift one side up.
stand by
Perfect.
me. Oh, she like that. She like that, chat. As she should.
Put your hands together.
Okay.
Over. Oh.
Oh, mother of pearl. Do it again.
That went over well.
Come here. Almost faster.
Okay.
Alright, go like this. Go like this.
Oh my god.
She said, come here. He gotta go press stop on the video. Chat, you know what's funny about this experiment? All of these men got some baddies. Let's give them that. Before we discredit them, let's credit them. But every single one of these, how would we say, have a little flair to them. But they pulled it off. And each of these women, they were going. This is an interesting one because it's not too, it's not too animated. Sometimes y'all come out with trends and it's just doing too much. It's just enough. Some of these women are freaks. Do it again. She said, do it again. Bro did it right though. The one with the curly hair. I think, did we just watch? I think the one right before this one because I took a little bit to pause it. He did it right. He gave the rub down and all that.
Try this with your girl to see their
Put
reaction.
them together. Lift one side
All right,
up.
it's getting zestier and
Put my
zestier.
hands in it.
Ooh, I like that. Now it's your turn.
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, I literally saw this morning, and I don't even know if it's an actual trend. Okay, ready?
She's
Lift your
pulling
hand
it
up
on
like this, one of
him.
them. Do the other one the same thing. Cross them.
Hi, I'm Austin.
Telling my girlfriend horrible news.
What's wrong?
I just got off the phone with my doctor.
What just happened to the trend we were
Test
watching?
results are positive.
For Corona.
No.
That's optimistic.
He said I have INOH.
What is INOH?
Only got 12 more hours to live.
What?
Bro, just stop. Stop with
12
the fake.
hours? What does that even, what is INOH?
What does that
What does
mean?
that
It's
mean?
crazy.
I don't know what that means.
What is
Said
12
I'm
hours?
in need of head. If I don't get it in the next 12 hours,
In need of what?
it's over.
In need of what?
Head. I don't know who can help me with this.
Hey, listen, brother. For your sake, I hope that was a fake prank. For your sake, we all do. We're with you, brother. I hope I hope your woman was acting and in on this prank. For your sake, because if that's how your old girl acts when you tell her you have 12 hours to live, well, she just don't love you, my friend. What? No, it can't be. Seemed like she went for her debut in acting classes.
K's TV show Louis
What does
has
that
been
mean?
cemented as one of the most
What does
unique
that
comedy
mean?
shows in television history. It took something a lot of people appreciated about a show like Seinfeld and explored it in a much more dark and surreal way. One episode that really stood out to me was episode 9 in season 2 titled Eddie, which featured legendary stand-up comedian and drunk Doug Stanhope and treaded some incredibly serious topics including depression.
Hey, with all due respect, brother, I get it. You're making content. This is your channel. We chose to click here, so we're in your world. You move how you feel the need to move. But that is a wild statement. Shout out to legendary comedian Doug Stanhope and drunk. What? Why would you call that man comedian legend / drunk? Excuse me. Although you make a point, Nobody walks around saying, hey, can we bring Wiz Khalifa, give it up for Wiz Khalifa to the stage, and Snoop Dogg, two legendary rappers and stoners. Nobody says that. And potheads. Yeah, that's more like what you just did. And drunk. You made it a negative thing.
Self-harm and a lack of purpose in one's life. This episode would end up being praised by Robin Williams as an incredibly powerful dialogue on the topic of self-harm and mental health. I recently rewatched this episode and had some thoughts on it that I wanted to share, so if that sounds...
Oh, we for sure gotta watch Robin Williams on Craig Ferguson. I never even knew he was able to do a podcast. Rest in peace to Robin. I was thinking about Robin Williams yesterday. He comes to my mind often, time to time. I'm still surprised no one has, remade a documentary about his life. Which, by the way, if they're up for casting, I'll be at that audition that very day, the moment they're ready for that.
Interesting to you guys, then let's waste no more time and hop right into it. To begin with, the episode starts with the normal intro sequence and then is immediately followed with Louis doing stand-up comedy about how he feels he only has the courage to live a perfect life and how he sees people whose life is in shambles and knows that he would give up immediately if those were his life circumstances. A lot of the time, the stand-up sets early on in the episodes, before the plot lines happen, have nothing to do with the story that will unfold, but this time it fits perfectly to the story we would see take place with Doug Stanhope's character Eddie. Right off the bat, this is an incredibly dark subject matter we're seeing Louis cover, but obviously if you're a fan of his stand-up, you would know that this is very common and characteristic of Louis. Directly after the stand-up set, Louis gets off stage and sees Eddie, who he evidently has not seen in years. Eddie praises Louis for his career success while Louis modestly swallows these compliments. Aside from the social commentary, another thing I liked about this episode is it really zooms in and captures the raw and brutal life of a road stand-up comedian who isn't exactly a household name or commercial success, and juxtaposes it with someone like Louis who has had all the commercial success one could possibly hope for. With social media, the path to success for a lot of comedians has changed, but this dramatization really shows you an accurate portrayal of these relationships some comedians have together. We see this even more later on when Eddie is introduced to another seller comedian and he immediately starts shit with the guy and comes off as incredibly hard-headed and unlikable. Doug really nails this bitter tone that so many road comedians embody when talking to New York City or Los Angeles comedians. Then Louis and Eddie leave the Comedy Cellar to go to a liquor store where we find out he's been living out of his car for the last year. Eddie once again starts shit and gets into another fight with the guy working at the liquor store, further proving how difficult to work with and be around he is. Then after the commercial break, we see Eddie and Louis decide to go do a set at an open mic. To further illustrate Eddie's bitterness towards successful comedians, he says he doesn't want to do a club because to him, quote, that's where comedy goes to die, end quote. And he insists on doing a shitty open mic where he claims that real comedy takes place. Then we get to see Doug Stanhope go up and do a legitimately hilarious bit in this open mic scene.
Your host, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. He should. Anyway, do you know how much stupid stuff we do just to get pussy? Sex is just so absolutely boring. It drives so many people to do so many ridiculous, so many problems. Sex is it's not even like, it's gross. It's disgusting. Do you ever watch porno after you come? I get a boner, it springs up on me randomly. I treat it like the medical condition that it is, and I drain it like a cyst quickly. If you go up to the top of YouPorn next time you're on YouPorn and click on recommended for you, they track what you beat off to. It's like Amazon. People who beat off to this also beat off to this and that. No idea what I'm doing with my life.
These bits are all vintage Doug Stanhope, and you have to appreciate them if you're a veteran fan of stand-up comedy. Then we see the legendary dialogue between Louis and Eddie take place, where it starts to escalate in seriousness. We get to the core scene of the show where Eddie starts to open up about all the bridges he's burned in his career and apologizes to Louis because he perceives that he's burned their bridge as well. On top of all of this, he starts talking about how he feels like his life is meaningless.
So what's up, man?
Okay, look. I know I burned our bridge, you know, we're old friends and all that, hooray, but I got no bridges left. I burned all the bridges, I burned the roads, I burned the trails, I burned the hiking path.
So what do you need?
I don't need anything. I just want to talk to you. I want to tell you something.
Okay.
Look, man, I'm cashing in. I'm done. I'm 40 shit years old. I got nothing. I got nobody. I don't want anything. And that's the worst part. When the want goes, that's bad. I mean, like suffering is one thing, or not having is one thing, but when you just don't care anymore, I've gone soft in the last 3 pussies I've been in. You get to a point where you go, maybe it's time to just put a period at the end of my whatever this was.
So you're gonna quit comedy?
How dense are you? Comedy? Who gives a shit about comedy, man? My life. I'm going to end it.
This is Jess. She needs her money to work as hard as she does. That's why she uses U.S. Bank Smartly Checking and Savings,
Hey, say
helping
what
her
you
track
want,
her spending
but it'd be
and
a
grow her
blessing.
money.
It would actually
That's
be a
the power of
blessing
Jess,
if our
and
friends
this
would tell us
is the power
exactly how
of
they're
us.
feeling and what they're going through, so that we could step up and be there.
Hello, I am Martin.
Louis is really taken aback by Eddie telling him he plans on taking his own life, and he even tells him about the prescription his doctor gave him.
I went to a doctor, and I'm just trying to get a script for Ambien, and I'm bullshitting the guy, the whole fear of flying nonsense. And the doctor gets his look on his face like he knows, like he's gonna chuck me out of the office. All of a sudden, he gives me these. It's Phenomedrine.
What is it?
He tells me, only take 1 of these a week. He tells me, do not take more than 1. 2 of these will stop your heart.
Wow.
A doctor gave you that?
Yeah, it made no sense at first. I mean, look at me. You take 1 look at me, you're gonna give me these with a verbal warning?
Well, why would he do that?
Because he took 1 look at me and he realized that's the only prescription that's gonna improve my life. It's death.
Jesus Christ, Eddie.
No, the guy's right. I mean, the guy probably deserves a Nobel Prize. I'm going to Maine, I'm gonna do my show, get a lobster roll maybe, get a motel room, and then throw 3 of these things down my head with some cognac.
Why are you here telling me this right now?
Hey, the first good seafood place that I ever get to go to, because I've never been to like a city where there's just great seafood everywhere, but the first expensive seafood thing I would like to try, I'd like to try that. I'd like to try a lobster roll. I've seen it. I've Google searched it to find it in the city near me. Nowhere. Everybody praises it. It must be good. It sounds good. It looks good.
Don't know. I just wanted to say goodbye to someone.
Eddie, this is bullshit. You can't kill yourself.
Well, yes, I can. I have a note from a doctor.
The acting right here between Doug and Louis really is something special. We see Eddie explaining what he perceives as a doctor telling him to end his own life, and we see Louis who is genuinely concerned for his friend's life but can't look him in the eyes and tell him one good reason that he should stay alive. The dialogue here is so well written, and all the bitterness from earlier in the episode really makes sense with the position of Eddie's life right now. Then we see the ending credits as well as another stand-up bit to conclude the episode, and it's all over. Later on, we get to hear Louis talk about this episode with Doug, and he shares his thoughts on why in the past he has worried about Doug's health before, and how Patrice O'Neal's death caused Louis to worry about stuff like this with fellow comics.
It's emotional to hear that clip now because, I mean, I wrote that about a lot of comedians I knew coming up, and comedy and show business are very cruel, and they don't have a nice way of saying no or goodbye.
Hey. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, because that's exactly how you do content. If you're gonna give us like a mini docu-series on something that happened, this is how you do it. Give us some dates. I like to know, because I like to understand what I'm hearing might not be how that person feels today, to give them the benefit of the doubt in a good way. But I also like to know how ahead of their time they may have been. I like dates. I like to see a date if you're going to show me a clip, a radio, something on the radio waves, something that was said on an interview, just give me the date too, if you can. And most of you can. You just choose not to.
And a lot of guys live really tough lives in this racket. And I've known a lot of them and come up with some of them, and some have made it, some haven't. And, the idea of somebody saying to you, look me in the eye and tell me I have a reason to live, it's terrifying to think, what if I fail them in that moment? And Doug Stanhope is somebody I've known for a lot of years, not well, but I've always known him. We've traveled the same paths, and I love Doug. I have real affection for him. And, he doesn't take very good care of himself, and he, medicates himself in many different ways. And I've always been scared for him. Then I look at what he writes on his website, and I've listened to him, and I realize that there's something narcissistic in my fear. You know what I mean? Like, he's taking care of himself, and he's making his choices as a grown-up. And so that was sort of an evolution of thinking for me. But then the reason I guess it's emotional now is because I lost my friend Patrice.
Right.
Throughout my whole career, people never
Rest in
invest in
peace, Patrice.
themselves. Like, I always see them going and buying.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. This is the comic who... You want to take a break for a second?
No, it's okay.
Okay, this is the comic
Patrice,
who... You dedicated your special to him. And
yeah, Patrice died of, in a diabetic coma. And
wow.
He didn't take good care of himself.
It's really awful to hear this, especially when you realize it had only been 2 weeks since Patrice died when Louis had done this interview, but I really found it interesting to hear what he had to say. Then Doug talked about this episode and how it was praised by Robin Williams in one of his comedy special tapings. Hilariously dark, but brilliant as always from Doug Stanhope. Just the idea that Robin Williams saw this episode and resonated with it so deeply makes me very sad for him, but for him to give such a high compliment about the tone, themes, and acting of this episode really shows just how powerfully written the dialogue was for the show. Doug also talked about the episode a little bit on We Might Be Drunk with Sam Morrill and Mark Norman, and Sam sheds a little bit more light about how Doug's character embodies the nihilistic road dog comedy lifestyle very well.
Dude, by the way, your episode of Louis is one of the best.
Oh, that's killer.
Was incredible.
Good.
That led to absolutely nothing. I got not one offer based on that.
So good because it's an inside episode about like that road comic between bars, but it was broad. It was like it just I mean that was one of the best episodes.
He had no idea how on the fucking nose that was.
Oh yeah.
Like the dialogue, like I'd said a bunch of that shit myself, basically, not word for word, obviously, but like I've talked about all that shit. It was like me if I didn't have money. Just the nihilism in the character, I swim in that on a daily basis.
Right, right. Yeah, he captured that. And I remember you were going to these barroom, like underground open mics that were so sad. And at the time this came out, I was doing all those rooms. And it was like,
he was at the Lantern. I was like, I did a spot there that night.
Exactly.
That was like real open micers. Like,
oh yeah.
He just said, okay, just do what you do anyway. And
what I really appreciate about Louis as a show is how it's similar to Seinfeld in some ways when it comes to these weird everyday occurrences that most of us experience, but it's a little bit more brutal and surreal because there's no laugh track, and Louis does not shy away from darker subject matter, even if he knows it might make people uncomfortable. Louis also does a very similar thing in his stand-up act when he treads incredibly dark subject matter, so I really appreciate his show for doing what it did, especially on the topic of self-harm, depression, and mental health. It's also right on the nose if you've ever done stand-up comedy or hung around open micers for a period in time, because a lot of them, when you talk to them, are not doing too well as people, and it really seems like they might be 2 or 3 bad nights away from giving it all up. Really brutal stuff, but this type of storytelling is what made Louis such a great show and led to it being nominated for Golden Globes and Emmy Awards multiple times. I'd love to finish Louis and make a review on the TV show if that's something you guys would like to see at some point, so leave a comment down below if that's something you'd be interested in seeing later on, and if enough of you say you want it, I'll get to work on it right away. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this little breakdown of one of my favorite episodes of Louis. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we would like to see it. Now go home and get your shoe. Go home and get your shot. Nah, see, I messed it up. You can't get the joke off if you slipped. I messed it up. I'm just joking. Go home and get your shine box. No, shout out to you, bro. Love. That was good. And for sure, you should definitely go look into finishing the series and coming and talking about it. We'd like to hear your thoughts. I know I'll show up. But chat, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. Let's cover it real quick because I didn't mean to start the top of the show with something so heavy. Robin Williams passed away, rest in peace, by his own hands. I also had a right-hand man who took his life. I didn't see that coming. I mean, just the day before, I was, talking about tattoos with him. Just normal stuff, Yeah, just normal stuff the day before, He was playing the drumsticks, talking. I was talking about tattoos. And, we were talking about, obviously we shouldn't getting the same tattoo with another man just looks crazy. But similar tattoos of the same thing because he liked the Star Wars world. And I'm like, okay, I don't know about Star Wars. I don't know enough. But I'm like, put me on. Show me the good guys, and then show me the ops, and then just show me things, and I'll tell you which one I say. Okay, I'll get that. I can get with that, because I don't know nothing about Star Wars. And of course, after he passed, I did my due diligence, and they gave me his movies, and I watched all of them. I sat there and I watched every single Star Wars, and Star Wars is great. I can't knock it at all. And then after doing that, my whole world opened up, and I said, all right, let me look into different movies, that he was heavy on. And I looked into Harry Potter. I looked into Harry Potter's so long, chat, and so is Star Wars, but it is filled with a storyline. It is filled with action. Harry Potter is so, the movies are so long, but good movies. And then I went deep into Lord of the Rings. Now that, I couldn't do it. And I know y'all gonna unalive me for this, because I just couldn't do it. That's another film that was so long and not a lot going on. But anyways, the point that I'm making is, for sure, you can always reach out to me, whether it's by email, by DM, anyway, if you're dealing with mental health, and we could talk. And the thing that I push will always be the same, Rest in peace to anyone who has lost their lives, and even those who took their own. But I just always will push that there's positivity that can come out at the end of the tunnel. And it's cliche, but it's cliche because it's too endless to put in a box. It's too real to not push that. It's too honest. Tomorrow you can win the lottery. A week from now you can bump into a woman who won't leave you alone, and she ends up becoming your wife, the woman of your dreams. And anything can happen. Anything can happen. You could be a waitress if you're a woman at a diner who no one comes by, yet alone tips, and someone who does films and produces thinks you're perfect for the role that they're working on, and you're in a movie and on the big screen, and before you know it, you're Jennifer Lawrence. It would be nice, right, if I could be like, and that was her story. That's how you really seal your example, but I don't know if that's her story. I don't think so. But the point is, and I say woman, that could happen for anybody, really. You never know. You never know. My thing is, you should be praying for that. You should be praying, God, give me an open door. Give me an opportunity. You open it, I'll run through it. I won't walk through it, I'll run through that door. But another thing is, that's what I push as far as getting your mental right. I push, talk to God, talk to God. And just to really get your mental right, just to sprinkle on top of it, talk to God outside. Just go for a walk. Go sit at a park. You don't need to be with nobody. And I know most of us come from the city. The park is the last place you just want to be trying to get your mental right. There's too much going on. But just go for a walk. If you got a car, which most of y'all do, most of y'all are living life the way that it took me way too long to finally get cars and go places. Take your car and go to the nearest park away, outside the city, and just sit down and just... The problem is, you don't want to be alone with your thoughts. That's the place you've worked yourself to. Because again, we got to take accountability. When we're in that dark, season of our life, we have somehow, from the things we're watching, from the things we're saying to ourselves, from the memories we choose to keep reminding ourselves instead of the good times, whatever we've been doing, from the people that spoke this in our life, we have worked ourselves, because we take accountability over here. We've worked ourselves into a place where we don't want to be alone with our thoughts. And that's when something like unaliving yourself looks like the only answer. Again, we rebuke that, we come against that, and we fight against that together as a community. But what I'm saying is, it's okay to be alone with your thoughts, but get out of your element. Get out of what you know. Because we have worked ourselves, because I dealt with this. We worked ourselves in a place where we don't want to be alone with our thoughts because of really our environment weighing heavy on us. So my thing is to break out of that mindset, to break out of that feeling of not wanting to be alone with your thoughts, or just feeling alone, or just feeling like you have no scapegoat. First thing I recommend, break out of your cycle. Break it. You know what's a good movie? If you're really in the depressed season, because I know you can go through depression and not think about unaliving yourself, which I pray that. I'd rather you go through that, because that's only gonna make you better. What doesn't make you can what makes you, what doesn't break you can make you. I had it backwards because I always thought MOB, make or break. But yeah, the way you say it when you say it in full is BOM. Whatever doesn't break you can makes you. Anyways, get alone with your thoughts by breaking outside of your norm. You know what you're used to, your everyday, whatever's become your tradition, and that's how you get to renew your mind. Different things you're seeing, different thoughts you're having. One of the biggest things that helped me through my period of depression, my season, is before I went through the depression stage, I had already traveled a little bit. Nothing crazy. Miami, Jersey, Philly. Not even places that you're like, oh, I vacation there. But I had got out enough to just know. And again, whatever it is, whatever helps you. If it's you realize there's beautiful women all over the world, so you get over that relationship you had back in your city and the woman that broke your heart. Whether it's you realize there's nice cars and there's people that drive them, and these people have worked themselves in a position that you can too, and you want nice things, you want cars, houses, whatever it is. My thing was, thank God I got out there early enough to see, no, I'm not crazy, I'm not losing it. I know that if there's something out there for everyone, all you gotta do is work for it and you can get there. So that's what I decided early. So that really helped me to break out of that mindset. And I get it, chat. Again, I get it. But you can always reach out to me, for sure.
I have cellulite and my stomach is sticking out and, my nipples are huge. That is good acting. The opposite.
Wait,
like
what
we were
just
both in
happened
good
there?
relationships.
What did she say?
Are in good relationships.
So nice to see you again.
see you.
Congratulations on this. I was honestly captivated by you through this whole thing. So I'm not surprised that someone like Martin Scorsese would bring you this book. But does it still blow your mind that someone like him thinks of you?
Yes,
wait, the new movie that's coming out is Martin
I mean,
Scorsese's?
It's an unbelievable honor that he even
I didn't know that.
knows my name.
That's how I would feel all the time. But I was watching you and Rob, and it felt like you'd known each other for years. And I heard you say, though, that you hadn't before. So what had you done, or how long did it take to get that comfortable with each other?
We showed up a few weeks before shooting, and Lynn made us do interpretive dance lessons together, which was humiliating, and I think that really helped. But Rob and I were also like in similar places as the characters with our own partners.
Yeah.
Not, the opposite. Like we were both in good are in good relationships. And we had new babies. His was like a newborn. And so it was kind of easy and fun to explore that dynamic in that place when we were like in it again, in a better version of it.
Do you think you could have done it had you not been a mum already, like done this kind of
Yeah,
role?
of course.
So I've heard other
She's an
actors say,
actor.
"Oh, I don't think I could play a parent if I wasn't a parent."
No, that's not true. You can
Yeah.
imagine how much you would love something,
Right.
or I think probably it would be different. I don't really know how, but no, I don't believe that actors have to
Right.
be parents to play parents.
Yeah,
I
well, you
agree.
don't have to, 'cause-
Especially if you have a dog.
And also, you in yourself, like I was watching you.
A
and I was
parrot
like,
is close
I
enough,
would-
Jack.
I would kill to have that level.
I know one of you out there got a parrot.
Self-confidence and comfort. Listen,
don't
it's
have
what you gave.
self-confidence.
No, but
What are you
like what you
talking
gave
about?
off, like you completely exposed and just you just oozed confidence, and maybe that's
Wow.
a character.
Thanks.
But I was going to
Yeah.
be like, how do you get to that?
That is good acting.
That is good acting. But I was going to ask us, like, how do you get to that point? Like, I would love to feel like that.
I was pregnant, so I think that helped with not worrying about vanity.
Okay.
It was just like, I have cellulite and my stomach is sticking out and, my nipples are huge. So I think that really helped let go, but also like the last thing that I can be thinking about when I'm, between action and cut is what I look like.
Right.
I can see it when other actors are doing it. I've seen it when I'm doing it. It's extremely important to just lobotomize that kind of part of my thinking.
No, that's fair. That's fair. And also something that touched me, and I think it was right at the beginning, was like when she was talking about how, oh, if I'd been a good mum, I would have baked the cake myself. And I was like, God, like the things that you must have is like mum guilt. Like, and I don't have kids. I have nieces and nephews, and I get aunt guilt of like that. I don't see them. And I was like, do you feel that yourself as a mum? Like, are there certain things like, oh, I didn't get to bake them a cake. Like, I didn't get to do that. Do you feel like you're like mum guilt over certain things?
Well, I mean, I think that's like a part of the experience, or at least I have to believe so. I think if you really, really care about doing something well, you're hard on yourself about, you know, and I think parenting is such a mystery that it's impossible to always feel like you're doing it right.
I mean, I feel in awe of any parents. Like every time I see my friends doing stuff, I'm like, God, I can barely look after myself. I don't know how you're doing it.
I picked up class cupcakes one time, and they were all chocolate, and they were supposed to be pink, and I just wanted to crawl into a hole.
But you're doing your best. I think that's all anyone's doing, right? So they're just doing their best. But you do your best in here, like Jen. Honestly, like phenomenal performance. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Very
nice to have you
to
back.
see you. Thank you. And, I'll see you in another 9 years.
I really hope not. Take care.
Bye.
Oh, Chad, that's interesting. Did you ever notice that? Notice how the interviewer got up. Did you peep that? So what they do is, that makes more sense. And look at me trying to tell y'all what they do, and I'm just guessing. But that would make more sense when they allow certain companies, okay, we're gonna be doing press run. We don't mind if you guys open to interview Jennifer Lawrence. We like your interview skills and your clips on YouTube. This is the time she'll be there. She'll be there from, let's say, 8 in the morning till 12 o'clock. She's out of there then. We got a couple lined up. So you'll be in one of those time slots. So what they do is they let the company... No, that doesn't make sense, though, because it's not always the same background. Yeah, I'm Yapaholics Anonymous over here. I don't know what they do, but I'm trying to figure out why Jennifer Lawrence seems like she ain't going nowhere. She's just like, oh, yeah, all right, bye. She's just comfy as ever. Like, bring the next person in. Like, if someone else is going to interview her. So I don't know. Maybe what I'm saying they do a little bit of, but maybe I'm wrong. Because now that I think about it, when I see other people's YouTubes who interview celebrities, especially actors and actresses, the background is different. Now, mind you, that background, it wouldn't be the first time I'm fooled. That background could be a green screen for all I know. But I don't think it is. I think it's a real poster. But yeah, shout out to Jennifer Lawrence. She's on mom duty, Chad. How many kids does she have? I seen her pregnant, like yesterday. I think I seen a video of her pregnant, but I don't know if it's
the Robert Pattinson redemption arc theory. Robert Pattinson was once the face of a glittery vampire franchise, and for years that was all anyone saw. After Twilight became a global phenomenon, Pattinson was trapped in a role that made him famous, but also made him a joke. Critics dismissed him, audiences labeled him, and every interview he gave seemed to carry a kind of quiet resentment. Not for the fans, but for the way his career had been defined by Edward Cullen. But the theory goes, Pattinson wasn't defeated by Twilight. He used it as fuel. What followed was one of the most calculated and fascinating redemption arcs in modern acting. He didn't take the easy road. He vanished from the mainstream and dove headfirst into indie films. No more blockbusters, no more teen fantasy. Just weird, gritty, risky roles that let him strip away the sparkly vampire image, one bizarre performance at a time. In Cosmopolis.
Hey, I told y'all one day someone's gonna package up all the times I've ever recommended a movie, and I'm telling you, by the time we get there, chat, I would not have missed when it comes to my community. All hits, no misses. I'm telling you, chat. The Lighthouse, another one of those movies I recommend you watch. You will enjoy it.
He played a cold, detached billionaire stuck in a limo. In The Rover, he was nearly unrecognizable, twitchy, broken, desperate. Good Time pushed it further. Pattinson as a street smart criminal in a manic neon-lit nightmare. Critics finally started paying attention. They didn't just say he was good, they said he was serious. Then came The Lighthouse, black and white. Two men slowly going insane. And Pattinson gave a performance so raw and unhinged that it officially ended the phrase, he's just a teen heartthrob narrative. The arc was complete. He wasn't just respected, he was respected by people who once rolled their eyes at him. And then he returned to the mainstream. But this time, on his own terms. Tenet put him in a Nolan movie. The Batman gave him a cape and cowl, but this wasn't the superhero casting people mocked like they did with Twilight. This time, it was met with curiosity, even excitement, because the industry had seen what he could do. Pattinson wasn't trying to be a star again. He already was, but just a very different kind. That's the redemption arc. Fall into a franchise, become a meme, disappear into the art house, earn respect in the shadows, then come back as a version of yourself no one saw coming. Robert Pattinson didn't just survive the career-killing fame of Twilight. He weaponized it, not by fighting it, but by becoming something else entirely. The Jennifer Lawrence theory. Jennifer Lawrence's rise and fall in public perception was not entirely natural. It was part marketing genius, part relatability branding, and part overexposure backlash. Some even suggest her quirky personality was carefully manufactured. From 2010 to 2015, Jennifer Lawrence exploded in Hollywood. She was critically respected, like Winter's Bone earned her an Oscar nomination at 20, commercially dominant, like The Hunger Games and X-Men, and wildly relatable off-screen too, like tripping at the Oscars, joking in interviews, talking about pizza and farting. Her relatability wasn't entirely spontaneous. It was a calculated image strategy. Hollywood needed someone post-Twilight who could be attractive but not intimidating, funny but not threatening, talented and memeable. So Jennifer became the face of cool girl authenticity. She was the girl next door who won Oscars and also burped on late night shows.
Right.
From 2015 to 2018, people started to turn on her. Why? She was everywhere. Interviews, press junkets, magazines, award shows. Some fans thought her quirky persona felt forced after a while, like she was always performing realness. Accusations of being mean or careless surfaced, like joking about sacred rocks in Hawaii during filming. Critics said she was getting too many high-profile roles despite her average performances like Passengers and Mother. Jennifer Lawrence wasn't canceled, she was publicly cooled. She got so big, so fast, that people got tired of her, and the media machine moved on to newer faces like Florence Pugh or Anya Taylor-Joy. After Red Sparrow and Dark Phoenix underperformed, she took a break. She got married, had a baby, and came back with Don't Look Up still political, but more subdued. Now, she's shifting into producing, choosing fewer but meaningful roles, and slowly rebuilding her image. The Keanu Reeves is too good for this world theory.
See, and that's the thing. Jennifer Lawrence, she made a wise decision. I wonder why I would even ask her if of course, if I was a friend of hers, not asking a stranger. But I'd even go as far as to ask her, what took you so long? Why'd you postpone, getting married and finding love and having... Was it a conscious decision because of your career? Because she was her. I'm telling y'all a little too young to understand. By the time y'all understood about Jennifer Lawrence, it's really y'all. It's really the young people who made her. I guess what you're saying is, what'd you call it? Cool down. It's really y'all, cause y'all just felt y'all switched real quick. Y'all went from we love her to, but it wasn't this Sydney Sweeney hype, where a woman has a nice body and every time you go on the internet, there's pictures of her and people are talking. It was a real deal hype. Jennifer Lawrence she was her. She was getting comparisons to Jennifer Aniston. She was her. She was getting paid more than anybody else. And I feel like she was doing a good job when it comes to her roles. But yeah, that was probably the best move she could make. Take a break. Go find love. Go find the true meaning of life. She got the bag. She was already, she was up. She was definitely up.
In the often chaotic and scandal-prone world of Hollywood, where ego, fame, and jealousy frequently dominate the headlines, Keanu Reeves stands out like a quiet storm, calm, kind, and remarkably grounded. This has led to what many fans affectionately call the Keanu as the good guy theory. The belief that Keanu isn't just playing heroes on screen, but actually embodies the virtues of humility, generosity, and decency in real life. It's not just that he's famous, it's how he handles that fame. Reeves is known for doing things that other celebrities rarely do, like giving up his seat on the subway, walking miles just to make it to a set, or quietly donating millions of dollars to cancer research and the unsung heroes of filmmaking like the stunt teams, the crew, and makeup artists. He does that in Matrix Trilogy and in John Wick films.
Yep.
He doesn't advertise these acts. In fact, most of them only come to light through others. That's the core of the theory. His goodness is authentic, not performative. His co-stars often say the same thing, that he's gentle, professional, and never pulls rank. He's the kind of guy who takes time to talk to a fan without turning it into a spectacle. In one famous viral photo series, people notice something interesting. When he poses with women, his hand hovers behind them instead of touching them, a subtle gesture of respect for personal boundaries. This isn't the behavior of someone trying to appear good, it's someone whose default setting is empathy. More interesting is that this behavior is consistent. Whether he's promoting a blockbuster film like The Matrix or quietly grieving personal loss, yes, there is pain in Reeves' life from the start. He lost his best friend, River Phoenix. He suffered the stillbirth of his daughter. His former partner passed away shortly after. Despite global fame and immense fortune, his private life has been carved by grief. But you'll never hear him complain. Keanu doesn't use pain as a PR tool. In a time when public figures are often revealed to be far less noble than their personas, the Keanu as the good guy theory becomes more than a fan fantasy. It becomes a symbol. Keanu Reeves represents the possibility that fame doesn't have to corrupt that kindness. Humility and success can coexist in the same person. Fame doesn't have to
Did y'all Photoshop that meme on
corrupt that kindness.
wrong with
Humility
y'all?
and success can coexist in the same person. He reminds us that you don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be flawless to be kind. And perhaps most importantly, in a world full of actors, it's rare and beautiful to find someone who's not acting at all.
Right.
The Dwayne Johnson brand control theory. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson doesn't just play characters. He plays himself, everywhere and always. And according to the brand control theory, that's no accident. It's a calculated, strategic move to maintain total control over his image, his roles, and even how audiences perceive who he is. The theory says Johnson isn't just an actor, he's a brand manager. And the product? It's himself. Look at the roles. Whether he's in Jumanji, Fast, Furious, San Andreas, or Black Adam, he's basically playing a variation of the same guy. Physically invincible, morally unshakable, emotionally restrained, always the leader, never the villain. He doesn't lose fights. He rarely shows weakness. He makes dad jokes, flexes muscles, and saves the day, over and over again. The consistency isn't just coincidence, it's design. Behind the scenes, he reportedly has clauses in contracts that prevent his characters from losing fights or appearing too vulnerable. He's careful about how he's portrayed in everything, even in ensemble casts. In Fast Furious, when tensions rose with Vin Diesel, it wasn't just ego, it was about control. Johnson wanted to shape how his character was seen, and how he was seen by millions of fans. This theory still goes deeper. Outside of movies, he's built a personality that's almost mythic. His Instagram is filled with gym videos, motivational posts, cheat meals, tequila, and fatherhood. He's the ultimate modern hero. Humble but jacked, kind but powerful, busy but always grounded. But here's the twist. That level of control, it comes at a cost. By never stepping out of his brand, Johnson limits the roles he takes. You don't see him playing flawed characters. No broken men, no down on their luck losers, no deeply human, messy people. He doesn't do the whale. He doesn't do Joker, because those roles require vulnerability, and vulnerability threatens the brand. That's why some critics say his career feels stuck, because when every character is a version of a superhero, it stops feeling like acting and starts feeling like marketing. But maybe that's the genius of it. The brand control theory says Johnson figured out what sells and leaned into it with zero hesitation. He turned himself into a one-man franchise. Movies, TV, wrestling, energy drinks, tequila, fitness.
I don't understand. Okay, I get it. For content's sake and just for conversation, I'm all for it. Let's talk about it. But some of the things, the way you paint some of these pictures, and you're not alone. It's not just your content. I hear it. I'm on the internet. Like even the way you talked about Patterson. Robert Patterson, okay, the Twilight franchise really put him in a chokehold. It put his bank account in a chokehold too. Y'all do understand that success is ultimately the goal when it comes to what we see from the public. You know, what we see, we're supposed to either rate a person, good actor, successful in their career, or not great actor, not successful in their career. It's not much more to it. Now, of course, we haven't separated it anymore, you know, the line between personal life and business, what we judge from a public perception, and of course their real life, because they're on the internet, they're on IG, they're on X, they're on TikTok, they're on FB. and that's fine. But y'all make it seem like this is like you're pointing out a real flaw. He was in the Twilight series, bro. If you call what he went through handicapping him, then put me in a Twilight movie. I'd take that any day. Whatever it's gonna take to get to a place where you can make those decisions. Twilight is what put him on the path where he can make decisions and have a name big enough to get a Batman movie, to get offered a Christopher Nolan movie, and etc. The Rock, yeah, he's real. He's a little extra. We could say that. But the man is just trying to protect his career, his brand. He understands. He comes from a wrestling background where brand is everything. Who's getting the big fight this week? Well, who's going to sell out? Who do the people want to see? The person that's been pushing and branding and marketing, the person that's making it seem like they're the unbeatable guy and they're the guy you want to. He was just wearing a shirt, Final Boss. I know that's a thing we say today, but I'm saying he understood. He understood the assignment. Is he a little extra? Okay. But I don't understand. We can't really knock the man for protecting a brand. His brand.
Brands, everything flows through the same persona. Reliable, unstoppable, unbreakable. And in a world of uncertainty, that's what makes him valuable. He's not just an actor. He's Dwayne Johnson, the guy who never changes, because he can't afford to. The Johnny Depp theory. Johnny Depp didn't lose himself in characters. He escaped into them. That's the theory. That Depp's long list of eccentric, offbeat, and often downright bizarre roles isn't just a love for weirdness. It's a lifelong escapism. A way to avoid confronting the one character he's never been fully comfortable playing. That is, himself. Look at his filmography. Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, The Mad Hatter, Willy Wonka, Tonto, Sweeney Todd. These aren't just characters. They're masks. Layers of makeup, accents, wigs, hats, tics. Each one further distancing him from his own face, his own voice, his own identity. He once said he doesn't watch his own movies, that he doesn't enjoy being in the spotlight. That fame makes him uncomfortable. So he retreats, not physically, but artistically, into roles that let him vanish. Roles where he gets to be anyone else. This started early. In Edward Scissorhands, his breakout role with Tim Burton, Depp barely speaks. But behind those shears and pale makeup is a theme that would repeat over and over. The outsider, misunderstood, fragile, performing for a world that doesn't know what to make of him. From there, the roles only got stranger. But the consistency? It was crystal clear. Depp wasn't choosing traditionally heroic or relatable characters. He was choosing the marginalized, the weird, the wounded. People who didn't fit in. People who had to create their own worlds to survive in someone else's. And behind the camera, his real life mirrored that same tension. Legal battles, tabloid wars. A constant tug of war between public perception and personal truth. To the world, he was an A-list celebrity. But to Depp, he was still that awkward, artistic kid from Kentucky hiding behind characters because the spotlight was too bright. The theory suggests that Depp's roles aren't random. They're chosen. Each one a reflection of his desire to stay hidden. But Depp's...
Hold up, I like that. Yeah, I like that. But you gotta have, come on, you gotta have Captain Jack in the front. No, you gotta have, yeah, for me, yeah. You gotta have Captain Jack in the front, Edward Scissorhands in second, Willy Wonka third, and Mad Hatter fourth. Let me think. Captain Jack first, Edward Scissorhands second. Yeah. Yeah, I'm confident with that. That's fire. That's fire. I might try to find that poster. I'm trying to think of other characters he's played. Well, that's good enough. That's fire. And I was really waiting. I was waiting for you to drop Johnny Depp's name and start saying something, because this is a video about theories. I was ready to hate. I was ready to shut that down. That got nothing to do with Johnny Depp. What are you talking about? I can't. Hey, listen. I'm not saying I agree with you. But because I've also abused substance in my life in my past, understanding that I was running from things and trying to escape confronting what I'm dealing with, I can understand Johnny Depp a little bit to say, I'm not going to debate you on this. But, of course, I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not about to act like I know Johnny Depp and say, oh, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's running from, him. But that's not a bad argument. I could say there's definitely someone out there like that, for sure. There's got to be an actor and actress out there who escapes through art. But aren't we all escaping through art to some degree? But that right there, that's fire. I want that poster, chat.
Roles aren't random. They're
I don't want it to say the depths, though. I don't need it to say the depths.
chosen. Each one a reflection of his desire to stay hidden, even while being seen. He didn't chase awards or traditional prestige. He chased transformation. The stranger, the better. The further from himself, the safer he felt. Even Jack Sparrow, arguably his most iconic role, was based on a mix of Keith Richards and cartoon lunacy. But if you watch closely, there's sadness underneath the swagger.
No one has confirmed
a lost
that.
man pretending to be in control. It's not just a performance, it's a mirror. That's the Johnny Depp theory. He's not just a master of transformation. He's an actor who used every costume, every accent, every oddball role as a shield, not to deceive us, but to protect a self that never quite felt safe in the open. Brad Pitt theory. The Brad Pitt theory revolves around the idea that Brad Pitt's filmography is a meditation on masculinity, and in every decade of his career, he reinvents the concept for a new generation, adapting, deconstructing, and reflecting the evolving identity of what it means to be a man in America. Phase 1. In the 90s, Brad Pitt plays characters that represent the fantasy of the perfect man, like attractive, rebellious, mysterious. Thelma and Louise, the charming hitchhiker. Legends of the Fall, the rugged, untamable brother. Fight Club, the anarchist philosopher and alpha male ideal, Tyler Durden. These characters aren't just sexy, they're dangerous, emotionally unavailable, and products of their trauma. Pitt is holding up a mirror to toxic masculinity, but dressing it in charisma. Phase 2. In the 2000s, Pitt begins to peel back the layers of those masculine ideals. The assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford plays a mythic outlaw who's deeply insecure and paranoid. Babel, a father broken by loss, struggling to communicate. Troy, a warrior driven by ego, yet haunted by fate. Pitt starts breaking down the myth he helped build. His characters are flawed, lonely, and sometimes even emasculated. Phase 3. Now, Pitt moves into more reflective, mentor-like roles. Moneyball, a quiet, brainy general manager trying to find purpose and value in logic. Tree of Life, a father whose strictness masks fear and existential dread. Once upon a time in Hollywood, a washed-up stuntman. Gentle, yet dangerous, a relic of the old school man. And lastly, Formula One, a retired 90s racing prodigy, is drawn back into the high-stakes world of Formula One to mentor rookie Joshua Pierce and help revive his friend's struggling racing team. This is Brad Pitt acknowledging that masculinity needs to evolve. He doesn't shout anymore. He observes, listens, and walks away from the fight when possible. Brad Pitt isn't acting as a man. He's acting as how men are imagined, feared, worshipped, or criticized. And whether that image is cool, flawed, or totally fake, he leans into it. That's why his roles stick with us. Because they're not just characters. They're ideas wearing sunglasses.
You should have ended. You should have swapped those two. You should have went with the Brad Pitt one first and then the Johnny Depp one. Because the Johnny Depp one, again, by no means am I agreeing with you. I'm not putting that on that man. But don't put that evil on me. But that was a really good point. How someone can be running to different characters and escaping. But again, we all do it. We all escape through art. Music, shows, television, movies, acting, piano, playing instruments, making beats. We all do it some way. It's like pick your poison. We all have a vice. Vaping, coffee, sodas, food, drinking, substance. We all do it. But you should have ended on a high note. You should have ended strong. And that Johnny Depp one, that was deep. But that Brad Pitt one, this is what I'm saying. Some of y'all act like, first of all, y'all act like these actors are making the movies of the character they're playing. They're not making these characters. These are movies that someone else has brought to them. And then on top of that, you're almost again, I could be mishearing you, and I could be completely left field. But the way that I'm hearing you, it almost seems like you're making it seem like he had the next 12 movies planned, and he was gonna give us an example or a secret message. Again, I get that they're theories, right? I should just relax. That's why they're theories, because we're just theorizing. Let's leave that word alone. You're right, though. I guess it's just out of enjoyment to theorize. There I go. I said leave it alone, and I still try to come back. Double back, boys.
Okay, so somebody said that if you stick a finger down your throat and you don't gag, that there's...
Hold on. This is one of the videos y'all have sent my way. I didn't think we were gonna get into it like that.
something wrong with you, but like, what if you stick 2 fingers down your throat? Like,
Is
does
that where
make
you're
it
going
any
with this?
better or any worse? Like, because like, I don't know.
You don't know what? Was that were you just looking for attention? What do you mean you don't know?
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save 50.
She'll be married in a week.
Dude, I can't do it. I have no fucking gag reflex.
Wow. And she was just trying to help her throw up.
I shot you with dick.
Wow. She won't be married in a week.
I got one, but that's the good friend. Ooh. That's the next question. We don't Whoever hit that is a lucky
Oh, hold up. We know her. We know Jordan. Y'all know Jordan? Did I HD this already? Yeah, I did. Relax, legend, right? No, but we know Jordan.
But that's the good friend. Ooh. That's the next question. We don't Whoever hit that is a lucky man. No, you know the trick is that
What?
hold your breath.
What is your most
Is that the
useless
trick?
talent?
Straight men are gonna love this.
Not when it's coming from someone that's
As a
purposely looking
lesbian,
like
I
a
don't have a
guy.
gag reflex.
Do you have a gag reflex?
No.
Show me.
Time out. What was that? Why does that look like a dirty banana? What is that? Anyways, I guess I can guess what it is.
Do you have a gag reflex?
No.
Show me. Show me with your finger.
No, my fingers are dirty.
You go and I'll go.
My fingers are
What?
dirty.
Bro, just quick. Come on. Okay, my turn.
Is he serious?
Never mind. What the fuck?
His
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on
You done just
inside her?
bamboozled your bro.
Stop it! Oh my god! Avery Ann! What the fuck I say? What the fuck I say?
I don't know what you said, but I guess you said something about that.
You don't like that? Or do you just not like me? Sorry, I don't treat you like a goddess. Is that what you want me to do?
Wait a minute. Is that your
Do you
example?
want me to?
What was that?
Sorry, I don't treat you like a goddess.
Are you kidding me? Everybody else is showing out. That's it? That's your trick? That's your party trick? Everybody remember your party tricks. Where's that from? See, we gotta get to a point where y'all type in the chat fast, cause I'll cash app you $40 right now. You tell me where that's from. You got 1 minute. Where is that from? Everybody remember your party tricks. Now that's not good enough. $40. And plus, y'all not gonna know it anyway, so I'm really playing it
Is
safe.
that what you want me to do?
I don't got $40. Just hurry up. Come off of it. Come on with it. Lady, are you serious? You needed to talk for 5 minutes before that? Is that a brush?
Ted, Charlie, Alex, Ron, Mark,
Michael! All these things work. Chat, there gotta be something in the house that you can use before, you know, resorting to that. Seriously. That's like one of those, what are you doing moments. That's definitely a what are you doing moment. Like, are you okay? No, honestly, are you good? Because I don't know. I don't know if you're good. But I like to know. Alright, let's finish. Oh, my bad, chat.
People never believe me when I tell them I'm actually a good boxer, so I'm just gonna prove it to you.
Okay.
People never believe me when I tell them I'm actually a good boxer, so I'm just gonna prove it to you. People never believe me when I tell them I'm
No, they
actually
believe
a
you
good
now.
boxer, so
Now we believe you. You can box.
so good at it. I see those. We gotta go against Luca now.
Are they athletic? GG. It's over. You know I only fell because you fell. You fucked me over.
How did I fuck
It's
you
okay.
over?
We're good. Get up. We're good. Come on.
So good at it. I see those.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
We gotta go against Luca now.
Are they athletic? GG. It's over.
I'll run it. I'll let it go one more time.
It's okay. We're good. Get up. We're good. Come on.
So good at it.
Look. He said this is too
We
much.
gotta go against Luca now.
Are they athletic? GG. It's over. You know I only fell because you fell. You fucked me over.
How did I fuck
It's
you
okay.
over?
We're good. Get up. We're good. Come on.
So good at it.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. The hand placement is what I'm paying attention to. She hit him with one on the knee, and then she hit him with both on the thighs. Okay. I mean, y'all do understand. I get it, chat. I'm not gonna act like I know exactly how y'all behave when y'all around females. But I'm just gonna tell you like this. Y'all do understand when it comes to money, like not just Neon having money, but both of them trying to get money together. Chat, he really can. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying he really could just be friends with her. He really could just be really hanging out with her, having dinners with her, meeting her family. She could be showing him, like he seems like the type of guy that a woman would feel comfortable showing him guys, a guy or two she's texting. Or maybe she's just really friendly with him. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Did they probably do something? I'm gonna use my brain, you use yours. But I see what y'all saying. I get it. The more y'all send the clips and I see things like this, I get it. I definitely get it. But again, y'all will get there too. If y'all start your reaction channel, if y'all start pushing your YouTube, if y'all really double down and start streaming your game 4 hours a day and really lock in, you'll get to the point where you get around enough beautiful women that you realize when you got money and they got money, especially if they don't have money, they're just really extra flirty. Even if you and them are not going together, y'all could never do anything and they're just going to be extra flirty around you. Neon got a bag, but Iggy got a bag too. She got whatever she got going on, baby daddies or whatnot, and she's done music. I see the hand placement though. You don't need to send me any more of that. I see it. I get it. I get it. Take shots to the kidney. I like this beat. Grasshopper pie? Put me on. Oh, collard greens, homemade mashed potatoes. We hear it, we understand. Nobody's sleeping on you, love. We hear it.
When this dad tried to push his son out of the chair, he couldn't do it no matter how hard he tried. But then he realized he can just do this.
Let's get up.
When this dad tried to push his son out of the chair, he couldn't do it no matter how hard he tried. But then he realized he can just do this. When this dad tried to push his son out of the chair,
Ha 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 ha. That's how they laugh, chat. Ha 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 ha. Do do do. Alright, chat. I guess I'll be back. I went over my time. I wasn't even supposed to stay this long. I'll see you in 2 minutes. Get out.